Welcome to Tamie Nation. Let's go.
From 9 to 5, been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go.
Hey, welcome everybody to Tamie Nation. Thanks for joining me tonight, the first test run of the Tamie Nation show. So far, so good. I have my special co-host backstage for a few moments. I'll bring him up in a second, but I just want to say thanks so much, you guys, for all the loving support and kindness you guys have shown me these last few months, reaching out to me, wondering when I'm going to be on, where I'm going to be, and all that good stuff. It's been one heck of a journey, that's for sure. I've been working hard trying to get my show together, what I wanted to represent and what I wanted to do to bring to you guys as viewers and listeners. Maybe going to get to Podbean eventually, but for now, I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Rumble, I do have an account, but you cannot go live on Rumble until you have 25 subscribers or you pay a fee. And since I'm paying for this already, I'm not going to go on Rumble until I get 25 subscribers or more. So anyways, thanks so much. There's a lot of people here already. Hi, Michelle. Hey, B-Cats. Congratulations. Thanks for getting here. I tried to reach out to some people who had sent me emails wanting me to let them know when and if I go live. I got to a few people, but I'm even an hour earlier than I thought I would be because the time I set wasn't right. And then Cam calls me. He's like, Tamie, I'm ready to go. Let's go. So he's a typical guy and saying, hey, let's get her up here, Tamie. So that's what I'm doing. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome my co-host and the guy. Let me tell you what, you guys, this guy has got me through so much stuff the last few months. He's given me a platform. He's helped me out, and I really appreciate him so much. So I'm going to be supporting Cam on his channel. I'm going to have him drop the links for his show as well. And we're just going to make a team effort out of this. So here's Cam. Hey, Cam, unmute yourself, bud. There we go.
I have myself muted, so.
We did it. Woohoo! We did it.
Going.
Yes. As long as I don't hit the end broadcast, we should be good. No.
It's usually pretty. I always back out of my own shows on accident, but you can jump back in pretty quick. But it's good. You're going now. You're going now.
And I'm real happy about that. And I have to say, for the intro, you guys, my daughter, who's a teenager, helped me make that intro. And I thought it was so sweet of her to be, as a teenager, wanting to be involved at all. Because, I've said before, I think it was on your show, Cam, that my daughter's like, you boomers, boomers, don't know what you're doing. So between you and my daughter, I think I got a pretty good pair to be able to help me out to make this successful and entertaining for the viewers.
Yeah, like I said, we'll have more comment. Like I've been paying attention to a lot of what's going on, and I was actually talking to my wife about it today, and my stepbrother down in Florida, and things are just getting way chaotic. But we're to a place in society where this is my opinion. I just want to state that, but it looks like if you think that the train derailments in any way might have been any kind of a terrorist attack, right? You're now going to be deemed a conspiracy theorist. But then if you don't think that it's anything outside of the normal, people are going to dislike you for that too. So I think everybody's hesitating to have opinions now because there's so much ridicule and You know what I'm trying to say? There's like, you can't even have an opinion now, especially on a public platform. But I think I'm getting to the point now where I don't know if it's all a distraction. I don't know. And here's my opinion. I don't think anybody knows. The only people that really know are the ones that are doing it. But there is an awful lot of stuff going on now, and I have to be honest, I am getting a little worried because I have kids. You know, I only live 85, 90 miles from that tragedy. We're on the Ohio River. A lot of our water is derived from that location, you know, and so not that I wanted to talk about it tonight, but I've got a couple of, I don't care who I piss off or who wants to call me what anymore. I'm going to do what's best for my family. I think the main thing you have to do in this world now is you have to say, this is my opinion.
Yes.
Right? This is my opinion that this is what's going on in the world. Right? Because people, if you're telling people that this is what's going on in the world, then people are going to get mad at you either way you go. It doesn't matter which way you go.
Right.
I mean, they just made 21 million Americans felons today, the ATF, with pistol braces. Nobody, there's people talking about it. This is why I love Tulsi Gabbard. See, I wanted to play her clip. Everybody was skeptical of her in the past, especially the hard-right Republicans. She's the first politician to come out and say that's absolutely dead wrong. You know what I mean? Dead wrong. So it's like, but anyway, there's a lot of wheels moving, Tammy, and I think we need to also be careful of believing anybody, whether you're anti-conspiracy or you're for the conspiracies. The most important thing is think for yourself without influence from others.
Yes.
Only you know your best situation. If you have kids living in your home, you're a nurse or you work at a factory and this shit starts impacting you, you're going to know what's best for your situation, not anybody on the internet.
Exactly.
Yes. Me and my wife are both smart people, and we're to the point where it's like, it might be time to get a little bit of food put back on. You know, we've already got some, but it's starting to freak a lot of people out, and not dumb people either. You know, I live in a very rural area, and people are pretty high alarm. I was just at the store, and they were talking about it. Like, well, you remember, I was on the phone with you. I went to the store.
Yeah.
There's people up there talking about it. It's not that they're panicked. It's not that they're slapping magazines in their ARs. It's just like, shit doesn't feel right.
Something is off. And I'll bring that up. I like the idea that you wanted to bring the train derailments and stuff up, because it's been Ohio, Southern California, Texas, and now Michigan. And, you know, you can actually go to a website that is safetydata.fra.gov. And what it does is it tells you about train derailments, where they are, what kind they were, et cetera, et cetera. And they say on average, there's like 1,000 train derailments each year. But the thing is, a lot of these train derailments are in the yards, okay? And if a wheel falls off, they got to write it up and stuff like that. It's like minor little instances. There's not a lot of them inconsistency that have hazardous materials on board, which is what's been happening. Now, today, this one in Michigan, in Van Buren Township, they're saying that only one car has hazardous materials in it. And the thing is, one's all it takes, you know, because we've seen the leaking into the different streams and stuff and what's going on, and the big fireballs that are going up there. So hopefully they're not going to light it like they did to the one in Ohio, causing that disastrous cloud. Because like you said, Cam, you know, with technology and with people being on the scenes, you get actual live videos to see what is actually going on when these kind of things occur. And that orangey weird cloud that was going through as people from that train, you know, burning it, the people driving by, you know, there's people that were on these internet, you know, social media platforms saying you don't want to be breathing in any kind of yellow or orangey gas and smoke like that in any way, shape, or form. So, you know, what you have is a very valid point. Buttigieg doesn't seem to be doing much of anything, and Biden neither. And it's ridiculous because Buttigieg, that's his job. So to worry about this other stuff they're worrying about is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion.
Well, Mona, I agree. What Mona said, I've been stocking up too. My point is, People don't have to agree with me. That's that's the wonderful thing about life.
Yes.
I do believe at this point, I don't know what. Let me be very clear when I say I think something's going to kick off. I don't know what or how, but to sit here and tell me that my multimillionaire friend that's been in real estate and his dad was, military, his family's military, they have FBI agents in their family and things like that, they're crazy because they think something could be about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's about to happen. Neither do I. I'm just saying that there's got to be negative health ramifications for all this. There's going to be for years to come. It's going to spread miles down the Ohio River. There's going to be cancer cases coming from it. And guess what? Our government will probably sit there and say, oh, well, we've always had cancer. It's not because of anything in there, just like they do about the Fernald uranium processing plant that used to be in Hamilton, Ohio. Okay. I know 2 guys that got cancer from working there. I know one guy who committed suicide or unalived himself because it was his third bout with cancer. He was a brother Mason of mine. And he told me they gave them 30 days to clean up Fernald plant and bury that underground. And he said, no nuclear facility takes just 30 days. You're talking years of cleanup to properly dispose of nuclear waste and byproduct. So why does Dearborn County and Hamilton County, Ohio, have some of the highest lymphatic cancer rates in the rest of the nation? I don't think it takes a genius. And I know people will argue with me and say, oh, now come on, Cam, don't go down there. I'm telling you, this is going to affect our economy. This is going to scare the hell out of people.
Yes, it will. Definitely. And Shar put in here, and I want to say a special hello to everybody that I might have missed, because Cam and I just kind of got right into this because, like Cam said, there's a lot of wheels turning, a lot of things going on that we need to pay attention to. And, we can have fun times and good times, but it was really important I thought, to talk about this tonight. Cam and I are on the same page with that, but Mean Girl, that she lucked out today that the derailed train was less than a mile from where she lives on a lake right on the other side of those tracks. It goes into the Huron River and Lake Erie. So God is good. Yes, because in those lake systems or stream systems, it is horrible. If that stuff gets in there, the damage that's being done in Ohio, I can't even imagine. And it's frightening. So you got to keep your head about you. And what Cam said is right. Listen to what we have to say, sure, but then go out and find out different things for yourself. I'm all about supplying information, definitely. But, and I may have an opinion here and there. But the thing is, I'm not going to try to scare the heck out of anybody at this point. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that people are aware. You can make educated decisions, discoveries on your own. And what I love about this, having the show and this platform, is the people that are in chat are just as important as anybody that's up here on panel, because you guys live close to these locations, or you guys are out there on the streets. I said before, I've got a truck driver that I follow that is on Twitter that gives us scenery and different things. Everybody has something to offer to what is going on in this world. So I think chat is a very vital, important part of the process of discovery, getting educated, finding different places to go find out information. And real quick before you go, Cam, I want to let everybody know too, I don't have any mods per se yet. I wasn't sure I was even going to do mods, but if you guys are interested in being a mod for the channel, just reach out to me at tamienation@gmail.com. I do have it in the description where you can get a hold of me. I guess I should have a couple of them, even though it's a small channel I just started, but I guess it's a good idea because, you never know who's going to come out and start causing trouble. So, but yeah, Cam, what do you think about this? This has been 4 or 5 different train derailments, right?
Honestly, I don't think about just the train derailments, because here again, like, and the reason I've got the balls enough to say this, I really like Tim Pool of Timcast IRL. He's pretty much a libertarian, so people can't accuse him of being a QAnoner or a MAGA guy, because he's not. He's actually quite liberal on a lot of issues. when I see Tim Pool getting freaked out by this, the guy was an investigative journalist. He was in the Middle East when war was going on. He's been to all these locations. He's worked for some of the major media corporations. He's got experience. And when he's coming out saying, what if? He's just saying, what if? Just like I'm telling people, I'm not telling you to believe anything. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to do shit. That's up to you to decide what's best for you. Have there been train derailments? I think it's 1,744 since the year 1991 to 2022. Yeah, a lot of train derailments. But just like Tammy said, and I can confirm that by asking somebody who works at CSX around here, that's every time a wheel leaves the track. It's like a safety ride up. You accidentally knock that train off the track for whatever freaking reason, okay, it's got to get reported as a derailment or written up as a safety incident, right? That's what I gathered from the info I got off of it from somebody who actually works at CSX. Okay. The point is how often do we have catastrophic train derailments?
Yeah.
Not very often. How many times do we have trains that derail that have poisonous gases they used in World War I to off people? Okay. It's like, could it be? Yeah. Can anybody tell me it's not? This is what I'm saying. No more than I can prove that it was just a normal train derailment or it wasn't. All I'm saying is there's a lot of frequency of shit happening real quick. Like these balloons. Another thing I want to say, Tim Pool brought this one up, just like the AI chat on Bing. Very scary thing. Everybody's all for it, but they're not thinking about the ramifications in the long run of something like this. You've got the escalation with Russia. Whether nobody's talking about it that big, it is escalating big time. These balloons, I don't think that they were. My opinion is I don't know. Okay, were they Chinese spy balloons? I don't know. I don't know. Were they UFOs? I don't know. But what I do know, and they released it literally just a few days ago, the government recognizing UFOs now as a thing. If that doesn't blow your mind, okay,
right?
So our government now is so baffled by all this that they basically wrote a report and released it to the public. You can get it. It's like a 13-page report. Nothing's redacted, where they say over and over again in there that there's there's been over 1,200 something sightings since, by Navy pilots, jet pilots, all this. And over 766 of them, the government admits they cannot solve it.
Unreal.
We don't know what's going on. Neither does our military. We can't label it. So it's UFO now. So for the longest time, if you believed in UFOs, now I'm not saying UFOs are extraterrestrials. What I'm saying, could it be foreign spy gear, right? It could be, right? The government put that in the report. This could be another country that has far advanced technology we just don't know about. But what I'm saying, up until a couple years ago, if you said that you believed in the existence of UFOs, you were called a quack job. Now the government just came out and dropped a 13-page packet on your ass telling you they're there.
Yep.
Unidentified flying object. We didn't say alien. We're telling you, we're admitting to the American people that we don't know what the hell's going on.
Isn't that crazy? And it could even be our own government doing it. They come out with different things we have no idea about, but how do we know? Do I think they're gray men or green men? I'm not so sure about that, but it's amazing how long Area 51 and all the souvenir shops and stuff have survived all the years, without anything happening. And here it is, we're in the year of what are we? We're in 2023, and now our own government has a 13 or 15 page article out on UFOs. So
beans, Tammy. They spilled the beans. They're basically all but came out and said, okay, you got us, people. You're right. There's these unidentified flying objects all over the place, and it's our job to tell you what the hell they are, and we can't. So
Right?
how can you call somebody a conspiracy theorist now that's saying there's UFOs? You can't, because even the
Mhm.
government ain't got the ability to tell them they are. So it's like there's a lot of stuff changing that in the past you would have been called a quack job for, and it's now coming to surface. Like it's like,
Right.
are these train derailments an inside job? Are they an outside job? Are they small little mini, terrorist attacks? Or are they just coincidental? Oh my God, we had this devastating train derailments all in the same damn 2 days.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very possible. I don't know. I'm just saying, regardless of what the cause was, if this type of stuff keeps happening, it's going to have an impact on us.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
focused on. Now, should you be scared? No. You should be American, keep your bravery, but know that you're in a position to defend your own household or feed your family in case it causes, a problem there. Be able to defend yourself, have some water, get gas for your generator or whatever.
Mhm.
Um,
Have some
that's all
rice.
I'm
Don't forget rice is good.
Oh,
And I got
yeah.
I wanna say hi to a couple of people. Shar, that is hilarious that she's terrified of the green people. Me too. Jeff Riddle, it's so good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad that you caught the first one here, sir. Michigan person. Isn't Shar from Michigan too?
Yeah, I think Char
I think
lives
Shar's from Michigan
like
too.
north of
Yeah.
Detroit or something, northern of Detroit, something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. But and also, Jen, thank you so much. You guys are very sweet. I've missed you guys something terrible. So Cam has given me some time on the air, yes, and it's been wonderful. He allowed me to eliminate the debris field of my hurts and pains over on his channel. So we're starting fresh and stuff and new on this channel here. So I thank
We
him
definitely
for
got
that.
plans. We're gonna
Huh?
make Tammy's show the best we can. Like I've already got. Oh, speaking of
What?
that, did I? Look, this ain't even about the show. I just got. Did you?
What?
I
What?
got a. I got 2 brand new drones.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, I just was like, I might as well get it. But they
Yeah.
are much more advanced.
Mhm.
Actually, tomorrow I buy the packet for the Part 107 because I want to get the license because whatever I make for YouTube. I'll say this on my show, but now you don't have to be monetized to be deemed commercial,
Really?
because if you're posting any of your footage on YouTube, YouTube is making money. You're borrowing the platform. So you pretty much have to have a Part 107 anymore. There's another thing I'll talk about because the Exploration Channel. About
Yes,
3
yes.
months ago, a guy came out that lives out in the Nevada area. They're called oh Sin City Outdoors. It's a father and son, and a big part of their show, they're like a 1 million subscriber show. That's their income. They used to do fishing videos at Lake Mead. They lived in Las
Wow.
Vegas.
Cool.
Las Vegas was one of the first state parks that said no more filming at state parks without a permit. Okay. And I said on my channel, there's a video on my channel that's about a month and a half, maybe 2 months old, where I said it won't be very long before they pass a nationwide law saying that you will have to have a permit or you're no longer allowed to film at federal BLM properties,
Wow.
national and state parks. And guess what? They just passed it. So
Oh,
from
no.
here going forward, all these vloggers you see going into these beautiful places like nature scenes, they have to get a $200 permit. It can take up to 15 to like 20 days to get approved for the permit. And if you get caught without it, it can be as high as it's $1,000 fine or 30 days in jail. So
Wow.
I'm
That's
telling
worse
you,
than if you rob a store. You can go into any
take
store
that
and just
serious.
fill up your bag and nobody's even gonna stop you. But boy, you better not fly a drone, eh?
Well, it's not even just drones now. It's video. You can go take
Any
photography,
video.
still photos. As soon as you
Stills.
turn on a video camera, you're required to have a permit now. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's another reason I'm doing everything I'm doing. I'm not going to give up. I'm not necessarily complying either. I will fight it tooth and nail as much as I can, but it's a benefit to have your licenses anyway, because when you
Yeah.
are monetized, you're going to need it or to get compensation. But speaking of that, much more quality camera. I took it up the other day, and it's like night and day difference on the video footage.
Really?
It's going to step up the game, and it's also got the rotating. I can do vertical and horizontal shooting. So if I'm doing like
Nice.
shorts or whatever for Instagram, Facebook, it'll do it in horizontal or vertical. And so it just opened up a lot of possibilities for me, and I got to get going on that. But yeah, Tammy's show. Hopefully, we can get. This is the first show, and it's already better, in my opinion, better than most already. And it'll get better with, I'd say about 20, 30 in, having all the exact artwork, the exact music, how that she wants to format it and run it.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, Cam. I spent a lot of time because if you go on these platforms, just like today, I found out on Rumble that for some people now, in order to broadcast live, you have to pay a monthly fee, and I'm already paying for StreamYard. So I'm just starting up. I don't need to. I've spent tons of money already. That's not the point. The point is I don't need extra for Rumble. If I can get over 25 subscribers, and I'm not the one of them that they said, okay, you have to pay the $10 a month, I'll go on there. But you know what? I'm good with YouTube and Facebook now, and Twitter. It's supposed to be live. I don't know. As long as I can reach people, and if I get knocked out, then I'm just going to reach out and say, hey, I need to have another channel, I guess. You know what I mean? Jeff Riddle's
How do I
cracking
say
me
that
up.
name?
Jeff Riddle, huh? He's cracking me up. I am not Jeff Riddle. Stop it. That's a long lost person. Thank you, Mona. I've missed you guys too. And it's okay that you're here to, huh?
I don't know how to say it.
Huh.
Falilia. Anyway, Faillia. Faillia.
Yeah.
How to pronounce that?
Yeah.
Their question was, what about all vacationing people who take phone pics, etc.? Are they nuts? Here's what's really going to piss you off being an American citizen, right? These new state park filming laws only apply to American residents. If you're from Japan and you come over, it doesn't apply to you.
Oh, that bites
So
the
that's
wazoo.
really crappy. So way to support America and basically advertising its own state parks for itself. They're going to let other foreign countries do it while permitting, fining, and jailing its own citizens. So yeah, if you want to go to Mount Rainier and you want to do a circle with a drone around the top of the mountain, okay, you have to get a permit. And if you don't have one, they can fine you up to $1,000. But if you come from Mexico with your drone, it doesn't apply to you.
Unbelievable. Another way to stick it to us. That's just the typical way it goes. And you know what, Camperman, I don't trust Facebook, Tammy. I've never been on there. I get that too. But I something that may be positive, Cam, that talked about maybe for our side, we'll see, is did you see the head lady or whatever of YouTube stepped down or got fired or something today? So that leaves an opening. Everybody's after, Musk to say, hey, why don't you buy that too? But yeah, so that happened today. So I'm hoping with her, I think it was a she. I'm not sure what her title was. I just glanced over it today. But her stepping down, it would be pretty amazing if whoever takes it over, who steps in her place, we can get back to better quality on YouTube and not, hey, Adam, and not having all the censorship that's been going on for a long time. Carol Z, hey, good to see you too. Cam, the other thing, what I wanted to bring up, I don't know if you heard about this or not as well, is with James O'Keefe being put on leave or vacation or whatever they want to call it from, Project Veritas, because ever since he came out with that, okay, so now Project Veritas put out a comment like he would never take a day off, not even for vacation. He needs time off, blah, 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 blah. People aren't buying it. And people on Project Veritas's chat under Twitter are just livid, saying without him, there is no Project Veritas, because we know all the hard work that man has done to try to bring the truth to the people. But what is breaking now is there's a mutating C virus for new V's. So they want to have they're messing around with the mutatings of, I don't want to get knocked down my first night, of different things they're playing with to make you get a new jabberdoodle. So this guy, Jordan, is under Project Veritas. They were interviewing him, and he said that don't tell anyone that there is a risk. It has to be very controlled to make sure this V doesn't mutate and create something the way it started in the lab, to be honest. So that broke out, and they're going after him, saying that because of everything that James brought out about this guy, and they're trying to deny he worked for them, but we know he did, that they really need to bring him back. And where is he? Because he hasn't made any statements as far as I know of. I haven't seen anything, but his name's Jordan Walker. But the good news is, we're hoping something comes of this, Cam, is members of Congress just sent a joint letter to the FDA, the NIH, and the HHS demanding answers to the claims made by Jordan Walker, who works for one of the pharmaceuticals. So we're hoping something comes of that, because a lot of them signed it and they sent the joint letter. So what you say is, a lot has been going on that has been anti-Americans, anti-this. You just gave another example. So what I'm hoping is now things are getting put in motion to at least submit papers, documents, and all that to get some action going on the things that we've just been talking about forever and ever and ever. And we start seeing some action and resolution to it, because seriously, the country that we live in is absolutely a clown world. It's a bad, crazy. And people are fed up with it. And there's so many moving parts everywhere. I've said this since summertime, that to try to keep up with it can be daunting. So that's why I say with Cam and I, we don't always want to do politics or different things. Things that are happening like this are important, but it's not always going to be that way, because I think some of you guys have seen that we can just laugh and have a good time and tell stories too. And that's very fun as well. And Susie Sneed, yes, welcome to all the lurkers. May you all get an eyeful, an earful, and maybe have some hope and inspiration and things that you learn from Cam and I tonight.
Oh, God, don't put me in that. They might learn from somebody else. No, but what I'll say to the whole COVID thing is this: so again, I do think Tim Pool is a pretty reliable source. He has a lot of people on the ground, like reporters and stuff. And he's a very intelligent guy, and he's not as big as he is because he consistently just lies to everybody, and it was also him. And anyway, there was two of them that reported on it today. I don't know what's going on with COVID. What I will tell you is, if you go check out Timcast IRL's channel, because he covers it really well, and he shows what they call receipts and actual government documentation and articles on it, is there's a strain of H5N1 that has now there's a small H5N1 outbreak in Belize in South America, which we would commonly refer to it as the bird flu.
Yeah.
And it has a 60% mortality rate. So here we go with conspiracies, I guess. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that's what I believe. I don't know to this point, we've all got our ideas of what C-19 was, right? But I don't even think if the reason they're doing it is to get people to comply or whatever, they don't need to do that, because we've already got these other H5N1s out there that would do the job. So I don't think it's necessarily that they're trying to off everybody. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not even concerned with that anymore. C-19,
right?
Because if N5 or H5N1 gets out, that'll be the least of our worries. So it's like this just goes in what I said in the beginning of the show. There's a lot of wheels turning right now. There's a lot of messed up stuff happening all around the world. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm going to believe what I believe on my end because my kids and my family depend on it. Us being prepared, or at least what do you call that? Do we know what's going to happen? Not necessarily, but it doesn't hurt to have a couple eggs in the basket.
Right.
And I don't care what anybody says. I think the most dangerous thing to humanity are these viruses. And I think one thing I can take from the whole COVID mishap is that we have people that are not qualified to be containing these viruses. Right? Can anybody else agree with that? Whoever was containing that, they're not qualified. And the scary thought to me is that all those same people are containing all the rest of the dangerous pathogens and viruses. So it's like, I don't care what anybody thinks. If they think I'm crazy or what, I'm going to protect my children the best I can. And I guarantee you, I'm always on a little bit of an alert. If I hear so much as that they have the first case of that shit on the American shores, my ass is going out into the fucking Smoky Mountains for a few months. And I ain't letting nobody near my kids. Like, but there's just a bunch of shit. And I think we're at a very toxic place in our society because people are, again, they're so divided.
Yes.
You're a wacko because you believe this and you're correct. You're wrong. Well, you're a little bit in the middle. I don't even care about that anymore. All I know is shit's happening. Weird objects are flying all around. Ukrainian conflict with Russia, and it's going to be a show of aggression. Now we're whether you want to say it yet or not, whether you want to admit to it, we are at war with Russia. Okay, that's all there is to it. You're supplying their adversary with weaponry to fight them. Whether you want to take that as being part of the conflict or not, I'm not going to argue with you. That's exactly what it is. Go if China decided tomorrow we're going to take Taiwan and America intervened, you don't think that you're at war with China?
Right.
So it's like we got that going on. We've got another strain of the H5N1 that's confirmed down in South America. All that takes is one screwed up plane flight to LAX, and now we've got it over here. Train derailments, and let's not even mention the economy. People are having a rough time right now. We may not, right? We may be making our mortgage just fine, but think about 25 or just 15 years ago for me when I was making $14 an hour. This would have destroyed me. I'd have been on a ramen noodle diet. It's like, so there's just a lot of shit going on. And yeah.
Well, this is the thing that bothers me too. And I've said this all along. We won't get into the kids at this moment, but that's my number one priority is to make sure that I have shows and talk about what's going on with the kids. But when you bring up about all those different things, maybe coming this way and then moving to the mountains, and I'm not going to say those words anymore just in case, but is the homeless people. What I have always said to anybody that would listen, because we've had so much division in families, relationships, et cetera, the ones that did get it, the ones that didn't. What about the homeless people? If it was so dangerous and you needed to stay 6 feet away, you needed to wear the thing on your face, and you needed to get, I think they're up to 5 or 6 of those pokes right now. Why didn't all the homeless people go away? Hey, BB, why didn't they become non-existent anymore? All you see in videos that are all across these social medias are all these homeless camps that are spread across the country, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. So why, after 3 years, that doesn't register to people, I will have no idea. Sometimes, you just got to stop banging your head against the wall because it's not going to do any good. So when Cam says you need to do what's best for you and your family, that's right. And these people, if it was that bad and that deadly, you got to think these homeless people are not healthy. They are not clean. They are not social distancing. A lot of them, unfortunately, are doing alcohol and drugs, and they do whatever they need to do to get the alcohol and the drugs. They're not healthy lifestyles at all. And yet they survive 3 years with this. And, some people will battle me and say, well, how do you know they haven't died? A lot of them haven't died. Well, don't you think that the morgues and the crematoriums and they would say, hey, we can't handle these anymore. We've got so many, we're backloaded, or there wouldn't be major piles somewhere that they're taking care of them. And there's nothing. It's crickets. So I think that going into 2023, we're a month over a month, or almost 2 months in, it's really important just to step back and really take a wide scope of what is going on. You don't have to zero in and be narrow-minded, because we know for 3 years, so much has been conspiracy, right? But it's turned into reality, or things that are coming up in the media or the papers or this or that now. And I really believe that it isn't just about left or right or middle or liberal, independent, none of that. It's all about us as American citizens standing up with each other in our differences to fight and say, close the borders, stop sending all our money all across the country and the world to support everybody and anybody but ourselves. How can anybody support and validate an administration that keeps sending millions and trillions to Ukraine and these other places, and yet our borders are wide open? And I get that argument with people too that say that border's always been open and blah 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 blah. But if you don't take the time to watch some of these people, that like Frank Lopez Jr., who is on that border every day showing live video of what's going on with these people coming over that are mostly men with children, brand new clothes, cell phones. They supply them with money, cards, transportation. We've heard this over and over. Our people that are here don't have a problem with that. But they're going to yell at you or I if we don't wear that face thing on our face, because we're going to kill them, even though they've been protected. So it's all a bunch of crazy out there. But like I said, 3 years in, Cam, I think it's about time that people start trying to mend fences with each other and realize all of us, no matter which side you're on, we're taken for a loop. We really don't know what's going on. We just know that it is the twilight zone out there, and you have to do what's best for your family and friends. And it's time for family and friends to make amends and stop being so harsh and divided.
What I would say is, I don't think there's a damn thing against somebody going out there with a prepping channel, or you want to do a Q channel or whatever, or you want to do what a conspiracy channel or UFO channel, whatever it is you're doing. Don't try to push it on people, and don't try to get people to believe in it based on you fearing them to do so. But what I will say is, the worst thing, in my opinion, that we could all be involved in right now is stupid QAnon crap, and conspiracy theories. Wipe all that off the table. If this doesn't wake people up yet, think for yourself.
Yeah.
Read into things. I'm not in agreement with everybody that says don't watch mainstream media as a whole. There's a couple of what's considered mainstream media that are very good sources, in my opinion. But should you just turn on the news and take one place's account for everything? No, go read into it. Think about it for a little bit. Think about it the way you think about it when you're about to buy a brand new house and you're going into a $300,000-$400,000 mortgage. Spend that kind of freaking brain power on it. It's worldly affairs. It's your economy. It's the well-being of your family, friends, and loved ones. It deserves a little bit of your time. But don't push stuff on people. All this QAnon shit shouldn't even matter at this point. It shouldn't even matter. You don't need QAnon or conspiracy theories to tell you something's wrong in society right now.
Right.
I'm not a QAnon person. I'm not I almost reject almost every conspiracy theory that's out there.
Right.
But here I am telling you something's not right in the nation. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with telling other people that. There is something wrong with telling people that we're going to be nuked by next Wednesday. Hurry up and buy all my silver.
Yeah.
And there's something else I want to tell everybody too. The last thing, in my opinion, you should be doing is buying gold and silver if you don't have the extra money to be doing it. That's a piece of advice even my wealthy friends will say. It's just like the stock market. You should not be gambling money that you can't afford to lose. No more than you should be buying 400 pounds of silver a month on the only money you have left. And this is a lot of people overlook this too. If money's going to disappear, this is just a theory. This is my opinion again. This is how if the economy were going to collapse tomorrow, let's say tomorrow, okay, fast forward, let's just say 20 years, okay? The fuel lines are shut down. You know, you could still get fuel to a degree. I mean, Venezuelans still get it. They just pay what's equivalent to like $50 per liter U.S. money. Nobody can afford it, so they steal it and black market run it. There's a cartel that runs freaking petrol in Venezuela. Anyway, fast forward 20 years. Who do you think the guy that's going to be more valuable is going to be? Give me a second. Let me get to the guy who knows how to forge horseshoes for the horses because we don't have cars, or the person that's sitting on 10 silver coins. Who's going to be more valuable on a daily basis?
Correct.
The person with a skill. Is the beekeeper going to make more money than the person that's selling Tommy Hilfiger t-shirts? Absolutely. So it's like, I would focus, just like Kim said, get your food and water in order. If you live on a couple acres, you should be doing that anyway, regardless of the state of the world. It's a beautiful thing to get into. Learn how to garden. It's so rewarding to cut up your own tomatoes and cucumbers.
It is. It's the best.
It's rewarding as hell to be a beekeeper. I am one. I have hives out in my shed. But learn a skill. Invest in something that's going to sustain, or that you can use as a barter item. Oh, you don't know how to reload your own ammo so you can hunt your own deer? No big deal. I got a Dillon turret press over here with some powder, and here's 20 bullets for you, neighbor. Can I get a few pork chops? That's how I look at it. Everybody automatically assumes that when the economy collapses, everybody with silver and gold is going to automatically be the new millionaires of the world. Okay. All right.
Well, I was going to bring up too, there's theories as well, you know, saying that basically these people are trying to get the stock market to crash, the IRAs pulled out, because until that happens, then and the dollar's worthless, they can't bring in this new wave of financing that they want to do. So what if, this is another side of the coin, that buying coins and all this silver and gold maybe is to your own detriment, in the fact that pulling everything out of the stock market in your IRAs, isn't it that going to crash it if enough people do it? And then is that what they want? So there's two sides.
Silver, Tammy? There's the other question. Who's going to buy the silver? So
right.
Let's say, if we all, let's say, because not everybody's going to have it, right? So let's say, just snowballing here. Let's say, Tammy, that 2% of the American population has enough silver or gold bought by the time this hypothetical situation happened. Who are they going to sell it to? Nobody else has any. The dollar's lost its value. So what are you going to, so you got all this silver, but you think the guy that has a whole cow that he's going to butcher and give you is going to want to take a silver coin or two for a cow? Hell no. He's going to keep his cow. So this is what I don't understand, is it's like, now later on down the road, right? Maybe, several decades after a financial collapse, then maybe it'll be like, okay, I think if the American financial system fails, you've seen the best of America behind it. So it's gone. will never be the world dominating power again. So all this idea of all the silver and gold in the world, what do we all think we're Egyptians? We're going to be chiseling gold freaking sphinxes and shit and putting them on pyramids? Like, I don't get it. They used to give gold away for free back then. That's what people don't understand. Go watch a few documentaries. They used to literally give 1 pound gold vases to friends and family as gifts. Where's the value in all this when the dollar there's no currency?
Yeah, so you're much better off to have chickens and trade a cow for a chicken or whatever it is, or like you said, a skill set. Like, I was a hairdresser, so I could always go back to that. So yeah, or if you're a seamstress. Yeah, exactly.
Like the Amish. I'll build your barn for you. You give me 2 mules so I can plow my you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that's the way of life. I love that. I always say I missed it. I was born too late. Being in that, some of those were hard times, of course, but they were great times because people were part of a community. People were supported each other. You had that little area that was your city or your village, and you'd take a horse carriage ride out away from that village if you wanted to, but most people didn't, and it just was so peaceful. I mean, it was a lot of work, but it was peaceful. I want to address.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
No. Okay, real quick. B-Cats. As far as my show, how often and when I'm going to be on, I'm probably just going to try to set notifications and events where you'll know ahead of time by like a couple hours. My work schedule is crazy. I've picked up a lot more hours and I work mornings, nights, weekends, all that. So really to be consistent is kind of tough for me now. I'm still just kind of organically going through this. Plus, I want to go with on cam sometimes. So I really don't have a set schedule. That's the long story of it all. I don't have a schedule yet. I do want to do like I think a morning or a Sunday or an early evening on Sunday, some kind of scriptural thing. I do believe in that, just reading scriptures out there. I do want to put that out there as well, because that has been an important part of my life, even more so now. So I'll keep you posted on it, though. I'll just try to set an event time so you guys can know ahead of time. But thanks for asking. Yeah, Barter, go ahead.
No, what I was just going to throw this out there. Again, this is just, it's not that I know or anything. This is just like something I would think about. But you guys tell me what you think in chat. But what if, let's throw this out here real quick. Hey, the wealthy always profit off of crisis times, right? This is not my opinion. We know this. I just watched an interview with a billionaire guy in Puerto Rico that owns his own private jet, and he's a big time trader. And he's one of his biggest advices to anybody wanting to make their first $1 million is wait until a recession or a crisis right before it happens. Buy up everything, wait until it goes away, sell everything. So it's like, we know that rich people profit, or the big investors, off of the demise of the other 99% of society. So here's my idea here. Did you ever think that all these people selling silver and gold at an elevated price during these times are just trying to build their own wealth, not for the money, because obviously if money fails, then they're broke too, right?
Yeah.
But wait a minute. What if they're doing all this to become wealthy? To buy land, to buy multiple houses, to buy land, to buy livestock, and you're buying, let's say, $1,000 worth of silver. You just lost $1,000. They just sold $1,000 worth of silver to 10 people today.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are buying the land and preparing themselves for that barter system, or they're investing in other companies that are going to be valuable in that time. Look at this is no lie. Look at Bill Gates. He's the biggest farm owner in the United States now. Do you think that he thinks silver is the investment or farmland?
That's a very good point.
I would go off of his track record. Where's Bill Gates heading all this? Oh, man, if we go into recession, screw the silver, screw the stacks of cash at the bank. I want to be the biggest owner of land in the United States that's being farmed for food. Because whatever does become money, I'm going to have most of it. So have you ever thought that these people are just trying to push silver on you to build their wealth so they can get better prepared than you can?
That's a very good.
I would worry about buying property instead of silver. You and your husband or your family's been thinking about buying that little camper trailer and a couple acres down in Murphy, North Carolina, out in the mountains or wherever it is. Don't buy the silver, buy the camper and the 2 acres. Because if shit does hit the fan or whatever, you guys got property to go to away from urban areas. You don't need money. There's rabbits. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And yeah, Diane, you can buy silver. You can sell your silver when it goes up, definitely. And you can purchase stuff with silver now. Yeah. But I think in the long run, if what hits the fan and everything collapses, like they keep saying in a fear way to, they don't want to say it's fearful. They say they're educating you that this is the best thing that you should do now. They're saying that once all that collapses, who's going to want a silver coin versus having a chicken for food or having a cow or whatever it may be? Like Kim said earlier, going with the Amish way of life, that's a pretty cool way. Silver in stock for years. Yeah, that's good. It's just the time now. It's crazy that that's what that's the big thing now. That's the trend. Actually, gold's so expensive right now anyways. I mean, it's ridiculous. But so yeah, the people that had gold, if they sold it, they would be very well off now too. But that's a good point as well. Why is Bill Gates buying up farmland or all these elite people? Why are they not having tons of it and advertising they have tons? Why are they out there trying to scoop up land, scoop up different businesses, et cetera, et cetera? It's just crazy to me. There's just a lot to absorb and think about, you guys. There really is. Not saying that we're right and anybody else is wrong. We do have to, we've said that before, make our own decisions on what's best for us. But it's the fear. The fear is what is annoying to me, the fear that's been going on, because people, if they're told something over and over and over, it's just like watching a TV show. The programming, people are so off balance that it just really makes me sad that this is just another aspect. You're being hit with your food, you're being hit with your health, and then you're being hit with finances and stuff. So it's like they're just really hitting us in all ways. Do you want me to pull that up, Cam?
Yeah, pull that up there, and I'll just show people real quick for those that don't know. But right here, this is all I'm trying to say to everybody. If silver and gold was the utmost concern, this was May 2nd, 2022, and I think he is now. But Bill Gates owns a lot of American farmland, but not the majority. But look at how much he does own. 270,000 acres of farmland across the country.
Holy
Bill Gates.
Smokes.
270,000 acres.
Wow, that's nearly. Wait, that says nation's nearly 900 million total farm acres. Wow, he's amassed that much. Wow.
900 million
is what we have available. He's got 270,000 of it. But I'd like to know who has the other part of it, a lot of them, because it says
know? Here you go. Let's go ahead and show you. Just hold on a second. You guys can go look this up. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and close that out. I just wanted to show you. And I know I'll probably get yelled at for this too from people. The Chinese are coming over here and buying up the farmland, buying up the real estate. It was said on the radio just the other day. Now, I'm not saying I believe, I'm just telling you what I heard. Okay. That we're about to the point now where the Chinese own more of our farmland than Americans do. So while everybody else is out there buying all the silver in the world, when the dollar collapses, do you think Bill Gates is going to take your 100 pounds of silver for 10 acres? Hell no. No, I'm farming it. because I'm getting more than that silver's worth for the corn I'm growing to feed the livestock. So it's like, there's no wrong or right, because I could be wrong. People said after the 2009 recession, when the Florida market completely crashed, there were people buying houses for $40,000 a piece, unfinished, all over Cape Coral and South Fort Myers, Lehigh Acres, San Carlos Park. And some of them are wealthy today because they held on to a few, but most of them lost their asses. So there's no way to know. That's what I'm saying. If you're motivated by money alone, I guess at the end of the day, I'd be more worried about my family's well-being. I'd be just fine being broke with no silver and gold and my kids eating every night, living in a damn palm frond shack, but surviving, than having silver that nobody wants. You know what I mean? But you just got to make the best educated guess. Me personally, I think the most valuable things are real estate, farming, having a skill. I think having a skill is a big deal. Like all you plumbers and electricians and solar technicians and people that know how to do septic systems and things like this, you're going to be valuable as shit if it goes crazy. Everybody's going to need you to help them get established. You know how to build a log cabin. You're going to be valuable,
Yeah, I love that. Lily J brought up that the House Republicans are attempting to stop China from buying our farmland. I was going to bring that up, Lily J. Thank you. Yeah, there's legislation they're trying to put through to get that to stop. So there is a reason for that. Why? It's these people, these elites or these people in control, selling out our own land, not to our people, not to take care of our people. Once again, to sell it out, to line their pockets. And that's all there is to it. And that's the stuff that needs to stop. I think that from not paying attention, or there's so much corruption, whatever it is, maybe it's just been a bunch of everything for so long. We're at this point where, it seems like everything has to be taken down and redone and restructured. I don't know anything that's solid at this point, other than the heart of the American people. As people that want to save this country. It's a beautiful country. We want it back to the way it should be, the way that it's meant to be, where its citizens are taken care of first, and not where we're like third-rate people existing here, that we're paying for the backs of all these people that are coming through, that we don't know what diseases they have. We don't know what kind of background or history they have. We don't know if they're criminals or not. You watch some of these videos from Frank Lopez Jr. about these communities that are surrounding the border and the atrocities that happen to their families or their farmland or their homes, and the invasions that, come in. And it is also, Cam, don't forget this, it's an insult to all the people who came into this country legally, that waited years, that were separated from family members for years and did it the right way. How dare these other people, who mostly, some are desperate, yes, but some of them are just corrupt, and they're going to take advantage of things like this. Open borders.
If you don't believe that, you can ask some of these Mexican workers and things like that have came here legally, and they don't even want the border open, because they do take pride in the fact that they struggled their ass off to get to America. And now you can just come through and do what they did in a matter of a couple of weeks. So it's not just us, what do they call it, racist white people. Okay. There's literally immigrants that have come to this country and dug their feet in and worked their ass off for 25 years to have what they have. Like the Indian guy that's a friend of mine that owns the BP station. He's my exact age, 40 years old. He hates it. He hates it. Even he doesn't even want his own Indian people to be able to get over here that easily. I had to come over here and take a loan out on a store that I didn't even know I was going to make money with. Struggle. Now it worked out for him because he worked his ass off. He became a legal American citizen. He worked his ass off. He started a family. He put his feet into the community. Everybody loves him now. He's us, right? He's just like us. But they don't want people coming over here getting freebies. They didn't.
Right.
They didn't get any. I had to come over here to a brand new country, didn't know the language, Actually, his story is actually quite awesome, Tammy, as a matter of fact, because
Well, tell me.
he's Indian and they don't like poultry. They don't
Okay.
like raw meat.
Uh-huh.
He's Hindi. And the first job he had when he came to the United States to try to save up money because his uncle helped him get the store. But he had to pay his uncle back in a certain amount of time, and it was like $500,000, okay? So he worked at Costco in the meat department for $10 an hour back then in the early 2000s for years. Saving money, living in a crappy little apartment. You know what I mean? He didn't have kids then. It was him and his wife. And basically violating his religious beliefs. Bleach all over his hands because they'd use bleach and he had chemical burns on his hands. I've heard his story, not just from him, but his wife. And now he's one of the wealthiest. He just 2 years ago bought the liquor store another town over. So he owns a gas station, a very beautiful gas station, an actual BP. That's not what you're thinking. It's immaculate. And he also owns a very nice liquor store in a little German village, a real up-class German village.
Nice.
And he's 40 years old, and he had to bust his ass to get where he's at.
And that's the American dream, and that's how it should be, right, Cam?
Yeah.
Do it the right way, work hard, be responsible for what you say and do, and just work hard. Keep your nose to the grind. So many people just don't want to do that anymore. They want handouts, or they want to, take advantage of the system in any way they can. And I don't know, just the morals and the values and the character of people have sunken so low to me for so many people. I mean, there's still obviously hope, and there's still people out there that are good people, but I think we've lost a lot by just not getting together with family members. We used to eat dinner together every Sunday with relatives and our grandparents, great grandparents, aunt and uncles. And we gained so much knowledge and wisdom from those people. And we just don't do that anymore. And I think that obviously we're seeing the results of something like that, the integrity and the work ethic, like Kim said, is kind of out the door with a lot of people. It's very unfortunate. There's people around here that my friend was telling me she's one of the managers of this company here. People apply for jobs. They get accepted for interviews and stuff. They won't show up, or they get hired for the job and then they don't show up, or they get hired for the job and they'll work 1 or 2 or 3 days and then they quit. And I'm like, I've never heard of such a thing. Her trying to keep her company staffed is unbelievable. And it's not that they pay even poorly. People just don't have any motivation to work or something. I don't know what it is. It's just, so we need to get that back, try to ingrain that into our children and, grandchildren and all that, put a work ethic in there instead of letting them sit in front of these, games all the time, million hours a day.
As long as there's platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook and Instagram where you can fart in a cup and get 1 million views and get a sponsorship deal, there's no incentive for anybody to go out there and become a licensed electrician anymore, or to become a welder. Or I love watching Mike Rowe. Remember Mike Rowe of Dirty Jobs?
Oh gosh, I love him. Yes.
He's amazing. And it's like he says the same thing. He goes, this is going to segue me into something else. So sorry if it takes me too long, but
it's okay, Kim.
It's like there's people there's no work ethic. We're not teaching our kids about it anymore. When I was 7, you had an option when I was younger. You finish high school, you can either go to college or you're going to get a damn job. You had military, college, or you had to go get a job and pay rent. I had to pay $150 a week when I lived with my dad in Destin, a week to live in his house. And there is no work ethic. I mean, this is the decline of America because they say the children are our future, right?
Yeah.
Do I really need to pull it up right now, the military numbers right now? Most of our kids right now aren't even eligible for military enlistment. Wow. They're obese. They're undereducated. They're illiterate. They can't pass the physical. they get in trouble before they ever get old enough to get in. So they got legal boundaries they can't get in for. The same thing with jobs. You know, the government's just handing out money to people. You know, all you got to do is say you're a whack job and you get a free check. It's like our country is destroying itself. Nobody's doing it for us.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe me, rewind back to the 30s and 40s when kids were 8 years old and they were freaking plow reining mules and, you know, tilling the damn farmland and milking the cows and all this. And they had a work ethic. You know who those guys that were born in the 30s and 40s became today? There are 60 and 70-year-old farm owners right now that are running the combines. Go talk to some of them and ask them to tell you a story of what it was like in the 50s growing up as a teenager. Now you go around and every girl's in the gym with yoga pants on, showing camel toe to everybody for Instagram, thinking she's going to be a supermodel. Guys are out there just drinking and dumbing it up. The men are getting even dumber by the day. You know, it's like there's nobody to take the torch from the real men and women that started America.
True. There's a few, very few.
You know, it's like our military is like degrading. And I don't care who disagrees with me. When you have military generals coming out and recruiting battalions making reports that, hey, what was it last month? The Air Force always used to recruit to their numbers because everybody wanted to be in the Air Force, right? Chair Force. Military was what, like 33% under their goal. You got the Marines that were like 10,000 below their goal for recruiting for the annual year. You know, you got nobody's joined the military. So our military's downsizing. It's becoming more lackadaisical, right? They're doing it just to get free college or to, you know, we're destroying our damn selves, man. You got Korean soldiers over there running and jumping over army tanks for their basic training. And we're over here. We can't even get enough people in the military to protect the damn nation anymore, or people that want to, because they're so, well, we don't, you know what I'm saying? They're all not
and
all, but
no.
You know.
And that's another show that I want to do is, you know, all about the different we, they, thy, them, and all this, how men are women, women are men, and or maybe not, depending. Where did that come in, and why is that in, and why is that allowed? So, I mean, that is a whole nother show in itself, but I really want to do that because I think it's really important. And, you know, it's just, it doesn't get anywhere. Those kind of people, if they're feeling that way, like you said, that they're not going to go into the military. They're not going to be strong citizens. At least the ones that I've seen so far are what you said. They're more worried about their makeup or high heels or how they dress and how you approach them with the we, they, thy, them than they are about anything else. And so, I mean, I'll cover that. I mean, if you want to be on with me to do that, I would love to have that too, because I think it's very important. There's Libs of TikTok that's on Twitter that covers that kind of stuff. Well, actually, there's a guy on there that really is like one of the lead people of that group and explains, and he's always doing these videos and how we should be that way. And I'm like, what's wrong with a guy being a guy and a woman being a woman? Like, when did that go so wrong, and why is it that way? But there is a lot of that. I can't see any of these people. I don't see them, like you said, chopping wood. I don't see them mowing lawns. They never post doing anything but having the best style of purse or high heels or the new kind of makeup. And, you know, it's just inconsequential stuff. There's nothing of importance at all. So it is kind of scary. Huh?
If you want to share that up there, there's just the Army right here.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yep.
That's just the Army. The Army missed its recruiting goal by about 15,000 new soldiers in 2022, coming up 25% short of its goal at the time when each of the services were struggling to meet their benchmarks.
Wow.
Military officials worry that all of the branches have had to reach deep into their pools of delay entry applicants, a move that puts them behind in recruiting for the new year. Military recruiters have leaned on tried and true factors to explaining the challenges, including low unemployment and a dearth of applications up to physical, educational, and behavioral standards. So they're basically saying we can't get people in the damn military because everybody's crazy, everybody's obese. And you've seen what it was titled, Military Too Woke to Get Applicants? No, it's not the military's too damn woke. It's because their applicants can't get in. Or
That's
they're not
amazing.
joining. They don't want to join because there's such a piss poor view of the military now versus 20 years ago.
Right.
20 years ago, when somebody said, I want to join the Army, it was the family was proud of them. You're going to serve your country. Now we're going back to 1969 when they used to. I'm exaggerating a little bit. This is, again, my opinion. But why would the military report that if it weren't true?
Correct.
Now, you know what's going to have to happen? They're going to have to lower standards. They've done this over the years. They're going to have to lower the standards to get people in. They're going to have to waive the age restrictions. They're going to have to waive the ASVAB scores. They're going to have to go back to maybe a 1.5 mile run instead of 2. They're going to have to open a book club and a reading club and a fat camp and all this other shit just to get people in there. And we're expected to take on some of our most horrible adversaries that are trained to snipe for the skull with kids who only know how to play an Xbox. It's going to be
concerning. Yeah, it needs to change it. Kim said they were going to lower the requirements to include stuff like ADHD and other stuff. Yeah, lowering the standards, obviously not a good idea. And remember, there's also the marketing
files.
Yeah. But the campaigns out there now are all about, I can be obese and be happy and healthy. And, there's models that are that way. And I don't want to take that away from those people. But what I'm saying is, if you aren't physically fit to defend the country, then obviously there's not enough people to do what Cam is saying doing. And that puts us in a whole nother spectrum of trouble there. So I'm going to agree with that a lot, Cam, that, I am into fitness, and I'm going to say that none of it is ever too late. None of it's too late. You just start doing it, and you feel better mentally as well. That's what's gotten me through a lot of the crises that has gone on the last 3 years, and the craziness and the dysfunction out there in the world is just trying to stay in shape mentally and physically and detox out of that, all that stuff out of your body. But we can talk about that sometime too. But I don't know. I think, Cam, it's actually, I probably should wrap it up. It's been a really good show for the first one. It's been an hour and such. And I just really want to say again, thank you to everybody that showed up tonight. It's very exciting for me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, I know a couple people did reach out, but if you do have any interest in being a mod, go ahead and reach out to me at tamienation@gmail.com. Cam, too, we have to get your link so we can drop your link in here too.
I don't even,
can we, do you have it?
Not on YouTube. No.
All right.
Next time, if you have moderators, because some of the over here, a couple of them are on my channel that are moderators. If you make them a moderator, they can do it, but I wouldn't worry about it now. We'll do that next time.
Okay. Yeah, next time. And because I have to go to YouTube to make them mods, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah. You got, or well, if you can go on your phone right now, turn your volume down. And as long as you got somebody who wants to be one, go into the live stream, open the live chat, and all you got to do is click on their comment, and it'll pop up a box that says add moderator.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that next time, because they reached out to me in Gmail, my Tamie Nation. So I got to look at it and talk to them real quick, and then I'll do it. But that's pretty good. But you guys, thank you so much. We were also, the time was a little bit screwy because I set the time and we got on earlier than I thought we were going to do. And I just really, like I said, appreciate each and every one of you spending time with us. Also, you guys, if there's a topic you want me and or Cam to cover, please email me, because I'd love to cover what you want to hear. And even if any of you want to ever be a guest and pop up, I'll probably drop the link and have you guys up on panel for a few here and there if you'd like to, because I really think that that's important as well. But I do appreciate the conversation you guys have contributed to in chat as well. So I do have a quick little outro too. It's not that long. It's just a little quick one as well. But any final thoughts or anything you want to say, Cam, before I play that?
I would, like I said, no need to be all scared. There's no reason to go out and hoard buy shit. I'm not that type of person myself, but I would say, my final thought is I just wish people would do more thinking on their own, research on your own, um, and make a plan that works best for you.
Right.
Stop
Yeah.
following all the QAnon stuff.
Yes.
That's fine if that's what they want to do, but QAnon, none of these groups are going to help you as an individual. The only person that's going to help you in any type of crisis, even if gas runs out for 2 weeks or something because of something happening, you're going to be the one that has to make the decisions. Make your best guesses. Do what you think's best for you. Don't fear people into shit. You don't need fear at this point.
Correct.
I need somebody to scare me to make me realize what's going on is kind of screwed up. Okay. No, I don't need somebody to fear me into anything. I'm just going to take the steps to get myself prepared no matter what anybody thinks. And that's what I think everybody else should do. Help each other out. You got a neighbor or something that's a little less fortunate, help them out.
Yeah.
Or, like you got somebody, I can't, in the whole Democrat Republican divide, stop that shit. Like, we're all humans. We all want our families to be safe. We all want America to be free, regardless of what you think politically. Everybody, I think, in America, for the most part, shares the same damn goal. We want the American dream. We want to live free. We want to have good food. We want to have clean water. We want to have a nice car. Okay.
Yes.
I don't care if you're Democrat or not. Tulsi Gabbard just 2-3 years ago was a raging Democrat. Look what happened there.
Right.
You're worrying about the dividing lines, whether you think what I'm saying is correct or wrong. Doesn't matter. We're all after the same freaking goal at the end of the day. That's what I would say. If you don't, then you're doing exactly what whoever out there is wanting to happen.
Yeah.
Just keep dividing everybody, and that's how we will lose. Don't forget,
Yes.
it says in our documents, yeah.
Yeah, and it's about having conversation, intelligent conversation, and just conversations,
Together
which
we
I thoroughly
stand,
enjoy.
divided we fall, and that's it. That's all there's to it, and that's with anything. That's in the military, that's in colleges, that's scientific
Yes.
groups. That's teamwork, man. You got to work as a team. You got to stand together. If you don't, then they're just whatever you believe. If there is this nefarious cabal out there, which I don't know because
Right. Who knows?
If they are out there and you're just bitching with each other on the internet, or you're mad at your family members because they disagree with you on a political issue, you're doing just exactly what they need you to do.
Right.
You're dividing.
Yep, exactly. And that's why, when we have to remember there's generations, there's my generation, your generation, the generations beneath it. So I think it's really crucial for all generations to be able to communicate and stuff, because when I go, then it's your generations that are going to take care of the country, and then so on and so on. So we all have to plant our seeds and our thoughts and our wisdom and share them amongst each other, because I can learn from your generation and you can learn from mine. And that's what being human in America is all about, is sharing everything.
We need to bring our real men and women back.
Absolutely. 100%.
Those hardened women that used to freaking take care of the farms and work out in the fields. We need the men, the farmers, the military guys. We need backbone again. We need people that stand up. I don't care if you're Democrat, Dixiecrat, Libertarian, liberal, freaking Republican, conservative, far right. I don't give a shit, but you all need to come together for the same common damn goal. Because if you don't, that's exactly how wars are won. Divide and conquer. And if you can't do that, well, I don't know what to tell everybody. That's just, but again, disclaimer, my opinion. I'm not telling anybody to do shit. You do whatever you think's best. But I got friends that are Democrat. I got friends that are Libertarian. We all want the same thing. We want our guns. We want our freedom. We want to be left alone.
Yeah. Live our life the best we can, because life is short. You just never know. All right, Cam. Well, I'm going to say goodnight and start this little quick outro. Love you guys. Thanks again, Cam, for your support. Love you guys. Yep. God bless, and we'll talk to you on the next one. All right.
See you guys.
All right. Bye.
Oh,
I'm ending it.